Hey everyone, my name is Simon and I'm a brand strategist from Montreal, Canada. And today I want to try something new. I want to share with you what goes through my mind when I analyze a brand, like their brand ecosystem online. Let's dive right into it. So first of all, I will deconstruct their web presence and their socials. I will then go on to analyze their content strategy, tell you what I think about it, and then share my opinions on their ads if they make any. Some brands do, some brands don't, different strategies. And ultimately, you'll know my opinion on what I think the brand is perceived at and what I think they solve as a problem in the market. Let's go. First things first, I open my browser. Let's look at their website. So you notice right away that it's a Shopify, probably. Yeah, it's a Shopify. It's a e-com website. I think it looks as, and it's what I thought. Yeah, they teach you how to visualize value. So here you have the courses. Okay, why are they 40%? I'm not sure. It's the first time I noticed that they are on sale. So you have 48% off for the bundle. I'm not sure I like discounting. That just to me says that if you discount something, it wasn't worth the value you paid for it if you paid $500. So that's kind of annoying for the people that paid full price and then they see this discounting price. What I would do instead is I would add more value to the product to make it still worth that price instead. So I guess you have their 4 products here, their courses, some testimonials, minimalistic ones. Oh, you have a merch store. Okay. So far, I don't know why I should buy anything or join any movement. That's my main concern. I know what you do. You use signal in a world of noise. How to build things on the internet. A bit too vague. I don't know why I would want to do that. So I'm noticing something that they need to represent the why of their existence on their website for somebody that doesn't know them. But then the content strategy could be different. Let's go in the articles. Okay, I guess it's just blog articles. Yeah, just regular blogs. You can share it. So you have the course, which is basically what you can find on the home page. Oh, did I miss something here? Oh no, it's just their newsletter here in the footer of the website. You have case studies. Those looks like articles. It'll put a face of someone if it's gonna be case studies. Like I'm not sure I would want to click on those as case study. I thought they were article at first, actually. So I'm Jack Butcher. We'll go look at him in a bit. So who he is to tell you that he can help you doing that thing. He's productizing himself. Something I'm noticing with websites is like when you put some stuff in bold or just in separate paragraphs, people will often just read the bold text. They will just look at like, oh, now I spend all my time making things that makes it easier to learn, teach, build, and sell. I would appreciate here online because that's your main thing, right? If you go on the homepage, you how to build things on the internet. So bring that back on your about page. So for the web presence, I think I gave my feedback. It's not bad. It's very minimalistic. I think that's the purpose of it. But I lack, like if I come to you from organic search or just if I want to learn how to build things on the internet, I would kind of like to know what's in it for me and why should I buy those products, because that's literally what you're trying to sell up front on your website. Speaking of just the website, I know they have a different strategies on other platforms and focusing on other things, but as of the website itself, it's just, I would work on it a bit. Let's move on to the newsletters. So they have a Substack by Jack Butcher, which is theirs. One visual, 50 words, 5 days a week. The concept here is very nice. I'm actually subscribed. I'm a paid subscriber for this newsletter because it sends me, I guess, his best post that they put on socials and stories and stuff. Because I received the best. I mean, it might not be the best, but like I received the most curated post on my in my inbox directly, which is where I go when I start my day, my work day after my deep work has been done. Why I like that? It's because it prevents me from needing to go follow them on social media, because as time passed, I go less and less on social media and work more and more on my business and in my business. So that little Substack thing strategy, just sending the content that's already working well on socials through a newsletter, I think it's a very smart move. I like that idea. And also the fact that it's super clean, simple, lean. You get the gist of it in like a second, which is amazing. I don't know what... Okay, yeah, if you want to subscribe, you have to... Okay, I'm already subscribed, so it's a bad example, but if you want to subscribe, I think it's $155 a year. Doesn't look like... Where's the pricing about this? Yeah, we don't see the price on there, but I know it's not an expensive. I know it's a paid newsletter actually. Okay, moving on. YouTube. YouTube, they're not very active. I know Jack has been making content like last year. Yeah, about last year. Like you see 9 months ago, 8 months ago. But they have a good branding strategies for their content on YouTube because they use those... let me see if I can open this without the sound. Yeah, they use those blackboard kind of thing to draw on it and make graphics that are on brand with visualized value, which is amazing. They only have 10K subs on YouTube. Honestly, I wouldn't care too much about the amount of subscribers you get versus the amount of clients it provides you. If the purpose of your business is to attract clients organically, then yeah, you might want to have a bigger fan base. But the reality is that you don't know, like, the conversion rate through your organic content is never like straightforward. People could come to you from another perspective. They could come from a place you didn't expect, and they just come and validate what you're saying that makes sense to them, right? So like they'll go on their YouTube, they'll go on Twitter, website, Facebook page, and wherever they can find information about what you're doing and what people are saying about that. And that's why I think a YouTube channel is great, because it's long form content, which means it gives them more time to learn about the person behind the brand or the brand itself, what it stands for, literally. So their YouTube, I wouldn't give a good rating because they're not focusing on it. It's super bland, but I've watched, as you can see, I've watched a bit of the content there, and it's great. It's great content. It's greatly valuable. If I was coaching them on their YouTube, I would do a lot of things differently, but I would do a lot of things throughout their way of seeing the world, because I think we need more of that type of content on the internet and more well known. It's not just niche content. It's mindset. It's building your own business. It's just very niche terms that they use, but I know this. All right, moving on to Instagram. Instagram is where their bread and butter is. They have 296K followers, so it's kind of insane. You can see a clear and concise way of displaying their message. Let's click on anything here. So you'll notice you'll have some short captions, and oftentimes it's either a message they try to and often it's a message that they try to share with people, a way of seeing the world, a mindset, a philosophy. But let me just look at something. Some don't even have captions. Oh yeah, that's a great example here. So if you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate, Thomas Watson Jr. They often quote people using an illustration to visualize the value of the quote. Genius, I love that. So yeah, their Instagram presence is consistent. I don't know at what's the frequency they publish content, but I've learned, I think I've heard Jack say that they publish at least 10 times a day. Well, they used to publish 10 times a day, just in the beginning to get the momentum started and to get feedback from the community, I would say. And that kind of content, since it's so minimalistic, I think it's easy to share, which is why I think it's amazing to start with minimalistic, constrained content and just focus on like building momentum and growth. Because oftentimes in businesses that I work with, like within the businesses I work with, the main struggle is to keep growth happening. When you have like a bit of momentum and you sell some stuff, you then lack on the thing that made you grow in the beginning, which in this case, for his social presence, it is literally like the amount of posts they make. So keep making a lot, find a system to keep making a lot. Worst case, I guess, you just block some deep work time in your day and you just focus on making like 10, 20 pieces of content. You throw them in the machine, evaluate which one are the best, program them, and just move on with the day when the day starts. That would be a good idea, I would say. Yeah, so Signal in a World of Noise is great by Jack Butcher, visualizevalue.com. Man, honestly, I think they started with just their Instagram at first. And it's Instagram and Twitter. So let's just go on Twitter. They have just under 200k followers. I have an ad here. I don't want to see an ad. Leave me alone. Hey. I don't want to see it. Anyway. So you have Jack that's tweeting about content. Okay, so it's an interesting strategy. Instagram.com Naval. Okay, he's sharing the content from the perspective of another creator. Interesting. Inspiration is perishable. Act on it immediately. I totally agree with that. You have okay, so it's basically just the same content that's on Twitter. You have 2k. I'm just interested to see 20k, 15k. Okay, so they have a lot more engagement on Instagram. I think it's because Twitter will drown your content faster than Instagram. Instagram, if it sticks, if I could say, if it sticks with people, it will get more virality because people will share them in their DMs. They will see it. There will be more algorithmic love from the platform. Okay, so it's mainly the same thing. Just their visuals and the format that are pleasing for Twitter. And I like it. It's simple. It is what it is. They focus on one thing and they do it well. That's what I think is amazing here. Okay. So what about Facebook? Facebook, same thing. So I'm not gonna, okay, but like a lot less engagement. So now that's a cue. You know that with Facebook, they don't have a lot of engagement, but I don't think it's because the content is bad. I think the platform is bad for them, literally. And we know as marketers over the years, I don't want to like put a rabbit out of my hat. Like, I don't know what's the expression here, but I think with Facebook, the main business model is driven by advertising, which means that they will show organically a little bit of your page if you don't pay, as a page, right? As a business page. Because you see, this is like buy on website. This is a professional page on Facebook. It's not a personal profile. And that means that they only have 6,000 likes. That's not a lot. And that literally what that means is that you will not see pages content if you don't pay as a page owner for people to see it. And that's a bit sad, I think, because Facebook used to be the king of organic content consumption, but I think people move to Instagram because you don't have to pay, quote unquote, right? You just see the content that people like and share. So I think it's kind of weird because if Facebook just used the same mentality that Instagram was based off in the beginning before they bought it, could have stayed the strongest player in the world. But like now I see everyone decentralizing. They're going in private discords, going outside of Facebook groups and everything. And sucks to be you. But like, yeah, Facebook, you're kind of drowning here. You're not pushing the content that is clearly valuable to other people here on other platforms. You have 200,000 people here and almost 500,000 people find this content interesting. Do something, Facebook. Help this creator. The great thing here is that they do not have ads. That means that they have a growth strategy which is based off constraints of content creation in an amount that's sustained over time. So they've been creating content for a long time, the same way, the same amount. And yeah, just by being consistent, they've grown a great following. And I'm guessing they're selling a lot of courses just based on the value the content they're sharing is. And that's interesting. That's interesting because you see that as visualized value. You don't see that as Jack Butcher. Jack Butcher is kind of the brain behind the brand with his wife, actually, that I know. And what I like about the idea of a brand that's not a personal brand, which is kind of like counter of what you would have heard in like 2015, like build your personal brand. But the project brand, as Jack calls it in one of his courses, because I did one of them, is more scalable, I would say, because people don't necessarily agree with everything a person says, but they can put meaning and agreement on the brand that they follow, because a brand is not representative of everything a person says. Just gonna have a little pause here for you to digest that. And yeah, that's why I think it's a great move for them to still focus on visualized value, but maybe interact in his community as Jack Butcher, because people want to talk to the guy behind, but I think they can relate more to a message from a brand than directly a person that they might not agree with their, I don't know, personal values, political values, and stuff like that. So that's great. Last but not least, they are creating NFTs. NFTs, for those that don't know, it's basically digital art. Digital art, they sell on this app, Foundation.app. They sell through cryptocurrencies. So you see their website. Okay, they even have a Twitch. Maybe we can look it up after. Oh, there's gonna be like a lot of noise here, right? Okay, no noise. Great. Okay. So you have their visual. That's amazing. Okay. So the visuals you saw on Instagram, I'm guessing the best one of them, they're selling on Foundation as their original version of their artwork. Basically, what an NFT is, like I was going to say, the NFT is just a version of a picture that's certified as the original. If I can say, like digital art that's certified as the original. And when people, it's like an auction-based thing where people will offer, let's say 1.8 Ethereum. So Amar won it. If Amar wants to sell this thing in like, I don't know, 20 years, and it's going for 25 Ethereum, which are probably going to be like $200,000, then Amar made money. It's like he bought an original piece of art and resold it for a profit later on. So that's kind of great. So I can see the business model of digital content creators evolving into selling NFTs. That's a great way here, a great way to make money. Yeah, NFT, it's great. See, that's exactly what I meant. Like, you can own the Mona Lisa, and how much it is? It's sold for $200,000. Okay, that's insane. It basically is explaining what ownership means. You can save the image, but you don't own the original. Now you do own the original NFT. That's explaining that. Okay, so moving on. That type of content relates well to Instagram, but doesn't seem to do well on TikTok. Maybe we could work on that strategy, because that would be interesting to... I think, yeah, no, the constraint wouldn't work within TikTok, but I would try to represent the quotes with somebody doing something, you know, like not visualize, but like express the value or something. Express value. It should be a new brand. Moving on, we have their Chrome extension, which is what you saw when we first begin here. It's basically when you open a new tab. Let me show you. You have a new a new picture that just populated on the background. So new tab. All right. So you get the gist. That's just interesting. That's simple. It gives you good ideas when you're trying to think about stuff. And yeah, Y.AT, their Y.AT thing, Y.AT. It's basically a link aggregator. You have Sleek.bio, you have Y.AT, I guess. You have many other ones. You have Linktree. Yeah, it's just a link aggregator. And I'm guessing, oh yeah, they also have a Discord server for their private community. I think it's free now. Is it there? Or you have to buy in to buy something to get access to the Discord or something. Like, I don't know the business model behind that. But let's pause 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, wrapping this up, for their content strategy, I think they're doing a great job with Instagram and Twitter. I think they're nurturing their community well on those platforms. I wouldn't, like, if you want to try to dabble on other platforms when one or two are working well, maybe try them, but don't lose your focus on the first one that made you where you are today. I would also suggest a little bit of change in value prop presenting, like why we should buy their product. I think this would increase their conversion rates. And I think otherwise the brand aesthetics is amazing. It's clean, it's black and white, it's the same font everywhere. Clearly the guy knows about branding because he knows how to represent himself online well with his brand. It's very succinct, it is very clean, minimalistic, it's very well represented as of from what the brand... Literally the brand name is visualize value. You literally visualize the value of what you do, so that's amazing. To summarize this, I think their brand is amazing. Overall, they're doing a great job. They could convert better with a better wording, I think, on the website about why we should buy what they're selling. Maybe I would put more effort on communicating the value of their community behind, because I don't see it anywhere when I look from like that, like just as a potential customer, what the value is behind the brand itself. So the community on Discord and maybe the newsletter if you have a direct access to the people there. Yeah, overall, it's a great brand. I would say it's a win from Simon. Cheers to that. On that note, I don't know if you like this type of content. If you've watched it through the end, this is my analysis of visualized value. And I would appreciate if you just let me know in the comments if I should make more of this type of content, because it was it was fun to make. And maybe we can dive into some brands that need love, I should say, next time. All right. See you guys on the next one. Peace.